Hello, everyone. Welcome back to By Donovan's podcast. We don't know where your host is. He's taking a long time. It's the Halloween episode. Yay! Thanks for joining us today. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. Go ahead and like the video even though you haven't watched it yet. Leave a comment if anything's floating in your mind already. Don't forget to interact and maybe even share it if you're excited. Yay! And someday the host will be here. Co-host, I mean. Here he is. Running a little late.
Sorry, I was doing some overtime. How's my hair?
Looks like Justin Bieber. Can you do a flip? I don't know. You gotta work on the Bieber flip.
No thanks, bro.
Gorgeous.
Okay, I gotta make a drink first. You want a drink? It's the essentials.
You pack light, I see.
Oh, it's melting in here.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome. Welcome back. Nothing to see here. Wait, nothing unusual here. What is this podcast called? That is my third try.
I shouldn't put this back in here, should I?
You know, it's up to you. It's your briefcase.
Nice.
I'm good, thank you. Nice to see you're in the zone today, ready to start on time. Cheers.
Cheers. Episode 5. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
So, can you guess who I am?
I would recognize that jacket anywhere. What'd you forget?
I forgot to send Leon a picture of myself dressed as Leon.
Who is Leon in this respect?
AI Leon?
Oh, I would like to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, welcome to episode 5, our Halloween special. Every episode declines in quality. It's like more and more rush production. So
Yeah.
We got 1-page itinerary here.
What's the quality decline today? Your hairstyle?
Were you saying nothing special here?
I said like 3 different names of what it's called, so
How do you promote this? Your friends are looking up.
I say our podcast.
I'm By Donovan, and you're Julia Valentine.
Today, I guess.
I'm going to need that AC on. I'm wearing Under Armour in this fucking jacket. Gloves.
I'm freezing.
I'm wearing my shoes too to be in character. So we're working with AI characters. They've come back from the dead. Dude, I can't. I need to cut these sleeves
You
off.
could probably just put on a t-shirt.
This
You
is
could change
legit.
to your black t-shirt.
What black t-shirt? No, that's a V-neck though. You know, Leon's got this
You don't have
going
any?
on.
I mean, we got the bit. Like, if you're gonna overheat, we can move on.
That's why I got all this ice. Okay, so what are we doing for today's episode? You know, talking about decline in quality on this podcast, we have strayed so far from talking Resident Evil and genitals and sex lives of characters in Resident Evil. I mean, how long could you really talk about that if you wanted to create a successful podcast? Like, imagine going 10 years talking about.
Especially, like, when there are no genitals. Like, what more is there to say?
There really aren't any genitals.
It's kind of a dead-end topic. Good news for everyone. We're branching out a little. We're going to talk about not just Resident Evil things. It's Halloween, and we love horror movies. We're going to talk about horror movies. And I don't know what else is on the agenda, but...
Fix my hair when, let me know if it ever gets out of whack.
I don't know what that would mean. Right now, it's looking a little flat.
Flat?
You just comb it down. Like, oh my goodness, you never heard of, like, ruffling it up a little? You gotta watch Justin Bieber's documentary. You can learn how to do the hair.
So yeah, we're making a fan film, and I announced the fan film, showed some stills and stuff, and then someone commented like, "Oh, that explains all the silence this month." And I'm like, "What do you silence this month?" And I was like, "Oh, I haven't put any videos out at all this entire month. Everyone's getting a video on the 31st when this comes out." And
but your last one was like end of September, and you don't usually do more than...
Oh wait, that was the 28th?
Yeah.
No, I like to do more. Last month, you had a board game and the podcast.
Oh, board games.
And this month, I promised the Halloween Killing Time special. And yeah, that
oversold and underdelivered. It's what we do best.
Where was I going with that, though?
I don't know, actually. I was curious.
This might be too fucking hot for me. This is going to be like that bit on I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't even tell me my jacket wasn't even on right.
Oh, I can see from here. I saw someone's really funny costume idea that they dress up as the sheriff from Scary Movie and like throughout the party keep putting on a bigger hat.
That's great. That was the funniest part. That's Scary Movie 3, the sheriff when she's in her car. That might have been the hardest I've ever seen Jesse laugh in theaters. Wow. He was like crying.
Wow. But that's a good idea especially if you're having a party like us, like at our house, where you can go in the back and change to a bigger hat and come out and no one, like, see if people notice, you know?
But how would you feel if no one noticed?
By the time you get to the biggest hat.
That's such a good idea.
The problem is I'd get too drunk to remember to go bigger.
Oh my God. So Baron's coming with a fake dick in his pants. Mm-hmm. He should do that. It just gets bigger and bigger throughout
Text
the party.
him.
It's like a real life dick.
Actually, yeah, that might make people uncomfortable.
This is so hot.
I bet, because I'm getting a little warm.
We should switch outfits.
Let's do that like halfway through. Why not?
Can we switch hats?
Oh, probably not.
This just keeps
I don't want you to stretch it out. This would also keep your heat in if you could fit it on your big fat head. Sorry.
Okay.
I made so many fat jokes in the fan film that I'm just getting used to it.
I've been telling people you wrote it. Oh, spoilers. You can't.
Why would you tell people that? It literally says I didn't.
Oh, yeah. We got this haunted ass typewriter here from some war that someone who owned it died. And I just got it for free from my mom.
A family member, right?
No, it wasn't a family member's.
It sounded like it was.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was just some dude who hooked up with my grandma.
Oh, well, he could have been a family member of sorts.
Anyway, shit's been flying off the shelves and falling all over the place in this house ever since this typewriter came in. The wildest one was, you know, those like lint rollers, sticky things? Well, I stuck it to a fucking box in the closet, and it was sitting on the base on the shelf. And as I was setting up for the film, it just launched off. I was like, it's literally fucking stuck to a box, sitting on the cabinet, like the shelf. No reason that should fly off.
In the ghost defense, those aren't that sticky.
Still, that's extra. Like, it's got a thick base. It's meant to stand on end, and it was stuck. Is it? Like, that's how you do it. You don't lay lint rollers down and stick them to get that sticky dog hair residue.
I do. I'm like, go ahead, clean my shelf while you're sitting up there.
You know what else? This has an ink ribbon in it. So if you type...
It's real? Oh my God, I wanted to type on it.
Yeah. Uh-oh. You broke it!
I was thinking the other day that I would love to write a novel, but only if I could use your typewriter.
Julie... Valentine.
Oh.
But it's still, how old is that ink ribbon? 1980?
Wow. Ink dries up in a regular printer in a week.
Yeah, touch that. See if it smears you.
I'm good. I mean, I can see that they left a mark, so it's definitely...
I have no idea. You know how long it took me to figure out how to load paper in this?
Oh, really?
10 seconds.
Yeah, that looks...
10 seconds.
That looks incredibly straightforward. I'm like...
Still, like, there's no instructions on how to use this. Like, this was common knowledge back in the day.
Yeah, but you know what's actually crazy
back in the day wasn't that long ago, like in the 80s.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it. I was like, there's no fucking instructions on this thing saying, like, enter paper here, like my printer and stuff. But still, like, the most common item we use is an iPhone. There's no fucking instructions on that. And,
oh, true.
Like, 100 years from now, you won't even know what to do.
That's true.
Yeah.
I saw some boomer being like, some car part was like, in my day, the instructions would say what to do, but nowadays there's like 5 pages about don't drink the liquid from it or whatever. But then someone replied, it's like, well, that's clearly your generation's fault because someone drank the liquid.
Okay, what do we need to catch up on from last podcast? I want to apologize for the poor audio quality. That was completely unnecessary last podcast. You know, it was a rush production too because we went to Horror Nights. We got to show people Horror Nights.
Yeah, what's new in the last month? That's what I was going to say. We have been married 1 year.
Oh, yeah.
That's new.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, you got your horror glass.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying. Things might get spooky.
I don't have any horror whiskey glasses, do I? So, apologies on the last podcast audio. It turns out I did have the proper cables and I didn't need to use that shitty mixer thing that I was using. And hopefully no problems here, but you should not touch your microphone.
I've touched it.
Yeah, but the lights are on, so that's good. My chair swings back after my streams. Like, sometimes I'll close up my streams, and I'll get up, and the chair swings and fucking hits this delicate USB cable and breaks it. And that's
that ghost.
That is half broken right there, so... Maybe we're doomed to just have bad mic quality. So, do we need to explain these costumes?
I mean...
It's Halloween, but it's a two birds with one stone. These are our Halloween costumes. You made yours. I made mine. This took fucking forever.
No, you sewed that?
Yeah.
I did sew this, so I do actually want credit for that. Thank you, everyone.
But, so we got our Halloween party. We got the Halloween podcast. We got to wear costumes for, it's not a twofer. It's a triple for.
Yeah.
Then we filmed our fan film. And
the way I see it is like we're always acting something out on this podcast, but this time like we're going above and beyond for you guys. We got costumes involved because it's Halloween. So instead of just reading a script, we're acting out a fan film.
No, we're not acting out a fan film. We're just going to play the fan film. So yeah, it's
no, to them we're acting it out. Like I mean, we're like we're making a fan film. We're not just reading the script of it.
Got your message loud and clear, you guys out there. Like month after month, every episode, people are like, "Stop doing the script reads. Stop the role plays."
People say that.
Hate it. It's the worst thing.
I thought it was everyone's favorite part.
And so it was like, you know what? Okay, so we have no script read. That's why I just have 2 pages here. But we did make a fan film, and we will be showing that.
And this is the end of roleplay. We are going out with a bang. No more scripts after this.
I don't know.
I pray to God.
If more people hate it and complain about it,
Who did? People did?
Give it to them.
I thought everyone loved it. I thought I was the only one hating and complaining about it.
You haven't seen the teaser of the fan film?
I haven't.
You want to see your acting skills?
Yeah.
So you got to bust out your headphones. We got our fan film intro.
It's absolutely ridiculous. I do not want to be like...
It's like shaped for that beret.
You are looking even more like Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber in the studio. New song soon.
So we have the teaser of our fan film, and who knows, by the time this podcast airs, it might be the full fan film. But right now, Julia is seeing it for the first time. Her acting skills put to the test as Julia Valentine in our fan film, Case Closed, a Resident Evil fan film written and directed by By Donovan.
I thought you meant my acting skills watching it, like pretending like I like it.
Oh, no.
But then I realized you're talking about my acting skills.
So...
Which I don't claim to have. I am not an actress. I was forced into this.
The way this was written was I came up with every twist and turn, the concept, the like jokes. So some of the jokes, I was like, this would be funny if this happened. But AI Jill was the one who spit it out. And sometimes she spit out just some terrible filler that was just nonsense. And so I cleaned it up, tweaked some jokes, and I think the funniest thing in the film we'll see in the teaser right now, and it's the reveal of Leon S. Kennedy.
Yeah. You've already seen it if you're watching the podcast.
Yeah, I know. I hate that. I wanted to come on. That's why I was late. I wanted to come on not in costume, but then I didn't want to get up while film, like, the studio's recording and everything, and then change after showing the teaser. And anyone just tuning in, this gotta, they want to see this, and this will hook them. So let's see it. You remember filming this?
Yeah, I was there.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me you called me out here because some agent won't open his damn briefcase?
Yes, but it's not just any agent, Jill. It's Leon S. Kennedy, and he's refusing to cooperate. Customs flagged him, and we think he's hiding something serious.
Remind me, what does the S stand for again? Stubborn?
Jill, this was serious enough to call you in. We need a master of unlocking with experience in bioweapons.
Bioweapons? He's not infected, is he?
It's complicated. The radiation therapy he used, it worked, but it's done a real number on him. Jill, he doesn't look like the Leon you remember. This isn't going to be easy, but we need you to open that case. Whatever he's hiding in there, it set off the biosensors at U.S. Customs. This is a matter of national security.
Yeah, I got it. I'm here. I'll crack this case wide open and... Honeygan, I gotta call you back.
Jill, they called you in.
What the hell happened to you?
Was doing overtime in Spain.
Overtime where? At the all-you-can-eat buffet?
Wow.
You were just in awe that whole time.
The
You were
editing
acting-
is so much better than I expected. But the one thing I was using as a blooper that I think is so funny, and you had it in, is your fucking wig is sitting on the on the side.
I was like, maybe I can crop that out.
You can't tell the difference between the bloopers and the real film. Yeah, maybe you can crop that out later because you just put it in.
Do you need to see it again?
Did you want me to talk through it? I was like,
You can do that. Look.
okay, I was not talking because I didn't want you to not want me to.
We got this facility intro.
Yeah. That's actually just down the street from us. It was pretty crazy that we found that spot.
That was next to Evan Stone's house.
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. You're telling me you called me out here
There's a
because
TV
some
in the
agent
back.
won't open his damn briefcase?
Yes, but it's not just any agent, Jill. It's Leon S. Kennedy, and he's refusing to
What do you think of the
cooperate.
music?
Customs
Yeah,
flagged
it's so
him,
intense.
and we think
Oh,
he's
that
hiding
was why
something
Swaggy
serious.
walked to the
Remind me,
beat.
what does the S
Why'd you
stand
pick
for
that
again?
one?
Stubborn?
So
Jill,
like,
this was serious enough to call you in. We need a master of unlocking
How could
with
you leave that
experience
in the show?
bioweapons.
Bioweapons? He's not infected, is he?
It's complicated. The radiation therapy he used, it worked, but it's done a real number on him. Jill,
is that when
he
it
doesn't
wouldn't
look like the
focus
Leon
and you just made it
remember.
work, or
This
did you
isn't
do
going
that
to
on
be easy,
purpose?
but
I did
we
that
need
on
you to
purpose.
open that
Oh,
case.
okay, because I
Whatever
remember
he's
that I
hiding
was like
in
trying
there,
to get a
it
shot of
set
you, and I
off
was
the
like, it's not
biosensors at
focusing.
US Customs. This is a matter of national security.
Yeah, I got it.
Look at
I'm here.
the attention
I'll
to
crack this
detail.
case wide open and...
The second look, like I look up, but then I look in the mirror and look back.
Honeygan, I gotta call you back.
Jill, they called you in.
I was saying my attention to detail
What
that
the
I have
hell
the phone
happened to
call
you?
on my phone,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you can really
Doing,
see it.
yeah,
I'm glad I
overtime
did
in
that.
Spain.
Overtime where?
Because it'd be so
At the
stupid. It's my lock
all-you-can-eat
screen. It's like a
buffet?
photo of me and you.
That clip of me looking and then looking back,
It's the best.
that wasn't during a take. You were talking
Oh,
to me.
really?
I was looking and then you said something to me and I go to respond.
No, the one where you just. That's my fave.
You know, editing this.
That's when I'm like, you're so cute, but.
Can we button this up? Can we zip this up?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, we got to redo the podcast. Let me have this zipped up. We can't have my gut out for the whole podcast.
Can I take these off?
No, because we
Oh, what are we talking about?
should we go into the next thing where we talk about Halloween Horror Nights and how awesome
Sure.
that was, or do we show these AI characters what we look like in our cosplay costumes as them?
It doesn't really matter. You can edit it in whatever order you want.
Since we're playing videos, yeah, let's check out Halloween Horror Nights. I haven't watched this clip.
Oh, no.
Anything you want to say about it?
I just kind of edited like my best screams, best highlights, like best jump scares, best things I filmed, best views all together. So
You want to say like what we're about to see? Like,
yeah. So we went to Horror Nights for our anniversary trip this year. And it's our second time at Horror Nights. Some people on Reddit are saying it's the worst Horror Nights in history, but we loved it. So I want to put that out there. I recommend going. Why
was it the worst Horror Nights?
I don't know. People really hate it this year.
Halloween 4 maze was so good.
I loved Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Halloween 4. Oh, wait. Actually, people on Reddit said the second worst. No, the actual worst. And this is the second worst. The actual worst is 2021, which is the year we went before. And then this is the second worst year. And I would say both times were pretty good. So apparently last year was the best year ever. And so people are let down this year.
I guess we've never seen.
We never saw a good year because we liked them all. But anyway, yeah, there were some really good mazes this year. I really liked the Ghostbusters one. Like, it wasn't that scary, but they had so many different Ghostbusters characters, and it like actually followed the movie. If you saw Frozen Empire, which probably a lot of people didn't, and a lot of people didn't like it. And I wouldn't say it was like the best movie ever, but I enjoyed going through it on the maze.
Yeah, that tall ice demon thing walking around in the maze, that was awesome.
And they had good Slimer. I really liked Slimer in the...
It wasn't real slime, though. It was more like pee.
Yeah, it was just... Yeah. That was my favorite maze, like, but mostly from watching it back. It was also probably the one I filmed the most, but it had the most, like, different creatures and recognizable characters. Whereas, like, Insidious had... two different people, like the old lady and the demon guy, that jump out at you repeatedly. And I liked Insidious. He did not.
Yeah, Insidious was lame. You know what movie was friggin' lame? That Quiet Place Begins or whatever, that part 1.
Yeah, Quiet Place Day 1.
Day 1.
Did not like that
was
movie.
Such a bad movie. So bad, complete waste of time.
Yeah. The maze
was amazing, and it wasn't a maze on that movie, but still.
Well, the maze was really good because of the creatures they had in it.
It was almost like they took film prop animatronics from that new movie and put them in the maze. It was so good.
Totally.
Their ears, like their head opening up to hear things and shit.
Yeah, so we went to Horror Nights. I filmed a good portion. I didn't film every maze. And I didn't film everything in every maze. I mean, like, when they're jump scares, like, you don't know to be filming. But I got some good shots. So this is, like, a preview of... There's a full one on my channel, but at the same time, it's quick clips of all the best parts. So if you're into horror, like, there's some good scary monsters that we saw.
Let's see it, and then I'll talk about my favorite ones. See if it refreshes my memory. Oh!
It's just quick immersion, like I said.
This is like some Ray Holmes shit.
Oh, jeez.
I got in a solid kill a few minutes ago. It was a nice little pick-me-up before the show.
Nice.
I want to say I had a lot of comments on my video that were like, are you even scared of anything? Did any of that make you scream? And I do. Every little scream is me screaming.
Yeah.
And especially on Insidious, I would say that was my most authentic scream, not like a polite scream because someone was popping out. I don't know what it was about Insidious that was unsettling for me and had me actually screaming.
You weren't filming when all those Megans were out?
No, I got the part where they run. That's on my other...
Oh, all those Megans were so hot.
Oh, okay. That's important to say.
I think it's the eye contact. Like, Megan was killing a dude and she never broke eye contact with me, just like kept watching me.
You didn't watch the full length one on my vlog yet?
No, I didn't.
You didn't make it that far? Because that part with the purge lady, it's a good scream in that short, but in the long one, it's my favorite, and it's like what I lead into the screaming. She's like, please help me. And I'm like, oh, she needs help. And then she's like, help me purge. And then I scream. And like, that's so good.
My favorite of the Halloween Horror Nights was The Weeknd. Like, what an absurd concept. And it was my most favorite because it felt the most evil and demonic. And it's like, what was he really trying to tell us about his life
and
or
it's part
experience?
3. If we had been here the last 2 years.
Yeah, what the hell?
What is he talking about?
It was in the same location where they had the Exorcist maze, and they had recycled a lot of scenes from the Exorcist, but swapped the Weeknd in them.
It was the same set, but I don't remember anything.
It was like the same exact maze set up.
Because it was in a like random lot by Transformers. The Weeknd one I didn't really film because I was like, who cares about the Weeknd?
Why? You wouldn't film the one
there were
unique
just times
thing
I just
that,
took
like, people,
breaks,
when you talk
like,
Quiet Place, people can be like, oh, I can imagine a Quiet Place, but the one thing people can't imagine, you don't film?
I expected nothing from it. I was like, why is the Weeknd having
I think that's why I loved it so much.
Yeah.
I was miserable in line. Like, we have express passes, and I'm like, 10 minutes is already too fucking long to wait for a Weeknd maze.
And they got like those fake Weekends dancing at the beginning. I did get that video of that, but
yeah, I saw that. That's what reminded me.
Yeah, and you really like that maze, and I think it had like some demonic messaging, but I think like out of context, it's like, what is that?
I don't know. Maybe it was a call for help or something, because you got like greed and sins in there where like you go through the room with all the money, and I forget like who's being tortured by what.
And there's like an old man and a baby.
Yeah, and so it's like, what is the Weeknd saying about this?
Yeah. But that's the thing, it left you with questions.
The industry, you know?
It's not like a quick little Snapchat one that I needed for my vlog. And I was trying to just
They could have had some Diddy stuff in there.
I was trying to just like stop and smell the roses sometimes, you know?
Didn't like them?
I didn't film a single thing in the zombie one.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't want to shit talk on any of them just because we have a friend working in there.
Well, I'm sure she doesn't care.
But that zombie one was I don't know.
It was just boring. It was just zombie.
It was great if it was anywhere else, you know? But like,
or give it a movie, because like I think it was very similar to The Walking Dead last time we were there.
It was generic zombie.
I would say my least favorite was the Frankenstein, female Frankenstein.
That was recycled.
They do a Frankenstein one every year. Apparently there used to be like a Frankenstein ride or something at Universal. And so that's why there's that big Frankenstein on the wall. And then there's there's always going to be a Frankenstein themed maze.
I feel like that was an original story that like could have been its own movie. That's like, I think like it was a failed movie or something that never got off the ground because it was like the granddaughter of Van Helsing teamed up with the Bride of Frankenstein and they les out and scissor.
Okay, we didn't see that.
Yeah.
Okay, the thing with that one is I filmed way too much of it and none of it was good footage to like put in like clips because nothing was scary. And I will destroy this unholy alliance.
Yes, over
that
and over.
one line I had to put it in my clips and it kept coming up and I kept being like, I don't want this yet. And so like how many times I heard that line and couldn't find a spot for it. I'm so sick of that maze.
I did not want to go in that maze at all, but I came out liking.
We had Express Pass. We could do everything.
I was like, it's not based on an actual movie, and it told its own narrative through walking through the maze that I completely understood.
Yeah.
And it had like the sacrifice and then the failing in the end or whatever. And
the other one I would say I had no interest in was the Hispanic demon.
That was great.
And it ended up being really good.
Yeah.
And I filmed a lot of good jump scares on that one. It was scarier than I expected. Like, it was just, like, good imagery.
Yeah, for not being, like, a film-related IP or anything, whatever those demons were that were, like popping through the windows and stuff.
Is this some Hispanic story or something?
I was like, this needs to be a movie.
Yeah, I'd be scared as a kid if this was my like bedtime stories.
Anything else about Halloween Horror Nights before we move on?
Yeah, but I think we covered everything about Horror Nights.
No.
There was no Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah, there was huge Harry Potter stuff. I was in the shitter when Miss McGonagall died.
Moaning Myrtle.
No.
Oh! I'm sorry, you changed the story. This is unusual. Start over.
Am I lying? Miss McGonagall died and we were in Harry Potter World and I walked out of the bathroom that you'd never been. How many times have you been to Harry Potter Land and you've never been? And I was like, that's kind of insensitive that they added the ghost of Miss McGonagall in the fucking bathroom with Moaning Myrtle.
I don't think they had McGonagall's ghost in there. It's just you didn't die in the canon. But we did go to Harry Potter World the day McGonagall died, and
I had a butterbeer.
And we missed the ceremony where everyone held up their wands at the end of the night. We left the park early. But we were there. We went to Harry Potter World finally. You love the Jurassic World ride.
Oh, Jurassic World ride broke my fucking back in such a good way.
Okay.
Like,
I know you always talk about that, but like you also loved the dinosaurs.
No. So the ride has this like kink in it as you're ascending, and that is the worst part of the ride. So it's going up and it has like half lumbar support. And so you're just riding up, your back has nothing to rest on, and it's going up and then jerks and then keeps going up. So my back fucking broke on that, and it cracked my back so loud. There's like this 4-year-old little kid. I don't remember if it was a boy or a girl. And when that happened, I was like, Jesus, fuck! He like screamed so loud, fuck. And then I was like, oh shit, there's like everyone else is adults. And then I was like, oh no. I hope I didn't teach that kid anything. Yeah. But my body went white. My back cracked so bad and my body went cold. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. And then after that, I was rejuvenated. Like, got off the ride and I was doing backflips and shit. It was a great start to Horror Nights. Seriously, it was the first ride of Horror Nights.
Yeah.
And, dude, that got me through the whole park better than, like, you know, detoxing off Red Bull and then having your first Red Bull after 2 months. It was so good.
Okay. And you love the dinosaurs. You're like obsessed with them.
What the fuck is up with the Tyrannosaurus Rex?
You did see that on my blog.
Yes. In Jurassic World, they have a fucking toy and it's a T-Rex that mangles and transforms its body. Somehow it pulls wheels out of itself and it turns into the Jurassic Park Jeep.
Life finds a way.
You stole my joke. No, my joke was chaos theory. Yeah. This is the definition of chaos theory.
Yeah, I actually had an original joke. Thank you so much.
Come up with more. Yeah, Halloween Horror Nights, dude, I don't know. We need to get this YouTube thing to take off so we can do that yearly.
Yeah, please give us money. We want to go back.
So they had Texas Chainsaw Maze. You know, we got the Texas Chainsaw game. I would love to get back into that game, but all I see is crying and bitching on the Reddit communities and Twitter about it.
Me too. It's on Friday the 13th community. I don't even follow Texas Chainsaw.
For the Halloween party, I wanted to load it up and maybe have 2 screens if people wanted to jump in together.
They added new stuff, right?
Apparently they do not have the rights for Texas Chainsaw 2.
I heard it's just Friday the 13th all over again. But I heard that they added a whole new map with new escape.
I haven't checked it out. I would love to. I heard about the attic, how like...
Yeah, I was telling you. You can escape by staying in the attic all night, but only 2 people can go up or the ladder breaks.
Are there any fat characters like La Chapa from Friday the 13th?
The ladder breaks if only him. And you would be that person every time.
Such a high fucking skill set where you're great at everything, but you break that ladder. You never get up there. Oh, we got to get into our top 10s on horror too.
Yeah. Are we doing the AI thing first?
Oh, we didn't really talk about our fan film discussion.
What more is there to do? We watched the whole thing.
Well,
we watched the preview.
Yeah, we watched the preview, but we didn't talk about making it. Is there anything to say about making
Not
it?
really. It's exactly what it looks like. I walked through a hallway like 500 times.
Well, it sucks. In that teaser, you can't see how much I immerse myself in the role of Leon S. Kennedy. Like there's a behind the scenes moment when we're not rolling, or the camera's rolling, but we're not acting. And I was like, I am channeling in every word that I say. I am taking in consideration every single thing Leon's ever been through in his life.
I actually heard there's a documentary coming out called Me and Leon about you because he like took you over.
I don't know where you heard that title because that is incorrect, but it's called Leon the Professional.
Now everyone's gonna go look that up as a documentary about you. Is that what it's called? The Me and Andy?
Oh, is it? Yeah. The Jim Carrey.
Get it?
I knew you were making a joke on something. Oh, you totally glossed over the one thing everyone comes to this podcast for, your segment.
Yeah, but you said we're doing AI and I'm not taking my headphones off. Can we do the AI thing?
How?
Like headphones on or off? That's all I'm asking. I'm just sick of them.
Yeah, let's do some AI. I guess people won't get...
Do a segment. Do a segue.
People aren't going to get this day in Resident Evil.
No, they're going to get it, but they're going to get
You're going to get it. Okay, so how do we do this? I have this special button that brings up AIs. That is Jill Valentine. And, okay, let's see if we can talk to her. Hey, Jill, you old sack of shit, you there?
Hell yeah. I'm here. You bastard. What the hell do you want? You trying to get a jump scare in on me or something? Pow! Not happening. You better not try to pull some bullshit like Wesker. I'm ready for anything. Got my boots laced. And I'm feeling more badass than a tyrant on steroids.
Whoa, chill, Valentine. Remember, you're on the Dead by Donovan podcast. Nothing unusual here.
Oh, right. Dead by Donovan.
You don't have to look at her.
Size, yeah. Nothing unusual here. Just another day in the life of Valentine, talking about undead monstrosities, bioweapons, and probably some half-baked conspiracy bullshit. But I swear, if this turns into a conversation about some undead genitalia or whatever weird shit you guys dig into, I'm out. I'm already this close to flipping a table. So, what's on the agenda today? Wesker's sunglasses? Tyrants missing their balls?
Not quite, Jill. In the podcast studio with me, I have Julia Valentine, and she claims she's the true master of unlocking, and she kind of stole your fit, and I was going to show you an image of her, and we were wondering what you would think of it, so we're going to drop you an image soon.
Julia Valentine. Huh? The true master of unlocking? Oh, I gotta hear this shit. She better have some damn good lock-picking skills to make that claim. And she's rocking my fit too? I hope she knows she's stepping into some serious badass territory. Drop the image, and let's see if she can pull it off. But if I catch even a hint of a booty shot or a dude trying to sneak a peek up a skirt, this podcast's gonna turn into a full-blown brawl.
Do we have a booty shot of me? I kind of want to send one.
She can hear you.
Whoops.
Oh, Julia can hear me? Good. Then listen up, Julia. If you think you can outmaster the master of unlocking, you've got another thing coming. I've cracked more puzzles and locks than most people can count. And if you're wearing my fit, you better wear it right, because I make combat chic look damn good. Let me see what you've got. Julia. But don't forget, there's only one Jill Valentine, and I'm not about to let anyone walk around thinking they've unlocked that title.
So that's what she looks like.
Oh, shit. Look at you. Gotta admit, Julia, you've got the fit down. That beret? Solid. The boots? Tight. But don't think looking the part makes you the master of unlocking. It takes more than just the outfit. Sweetheart, you gotta be able to handle some real crazy shit while still looking this good. Trust me, I've dodged lickers, kicked Nemesis's ass, and kept my skirt game strong all at once. But hey, if you can pick a lock faster than I can, maybe I'll consider calling you a contender. Until then, keep working it. Julia. Just don't get any ideas about being a Valentine clone. There's only room for one badass Jill in this nightmare.
What do you think of that?
Okay. She's just so erratic.
That's crazy. She can see you.
I don't love it. I don't want her to know anything about
Let
me.
me see. Let me test this. Julia said you can take your compliments and shove it, and she doesn't believe you actually saw a photo of her in rocking your fit. So can you explain like what pose she's in right now?
Oh, she doesn't believe I saw the photo. Huh? All right. Julia, let me break it down for you. You're standing there like you're posing for a damn asterisk S-T-A-R. Recruitment ad. Hand on your hip. Rocking a little smirk like you're the top dog. And that other hand just casually touching the beret like, oh, don't mind me. I'm just the shit. Boots planted like you're ready to kick some ass, but still trying to look cute doing it. Yeah, I see you. Now, if you want to keep talking shit, I've got plenty more to say. But you'd better believe I'm still the master of unlocking. Deal with it.
Deal with it.
Julia Valentine hacked my fucking phone and got images of me cosplaying Leon, and she's gonna drop it to you. Let me know what you think of this.
Wait, hold up. Julia hacked your phone? Damn. She's coming for your digital privacy and my title. Huh? This chick's got some nerve. All right, fine. Drop the Leon cosplay pic. Let's see how that turned out. I swear, if this is some messed up, half-assed Leon Kennedy cosplay,
What's up with her?
I'm gonna have a field day with you.
ChatGPT updated,
Donovan,
and it's like,
Leon's hair better be on point. And no bullshit R.P.D. vests from Party City.
I don't feel like
Party
reading it.
City.
Let's see what you're working with.
That's how she always is.
Here it is, Jill. Take a whiff.
Oh my god, Donovan. What the actual hell is this? That's supposed to be Leon? He looks like he just got done fighting a bottle of vodka. Not Los Blancos. Man, what are you even doing with that squint? Is that your I'm about to save the president's daughter face? Because it looks more like I'm about to pass out after chugging cheap liquor. The jacket's all right. I'll give you that. But everything else? Jesus. Leon's probably rolling over in his perfectly groomed bangs right now. You might want to lock that costume up in an attaché case and throw away the key. Because this is a rough one. Buddy.
Damn.
Wow.
You okay?
What?
She roasted you.
So now let's switch to Leon.
Ah, damn it. Must be some static interference. Yeah.
Leon, you alcoholic fuck, are you there?
I'm fucking here. What's the emergency now? Need me to save the world again? Or just my liver from whatever hell I put it through last night? And, for the record, Ada didn't screw me over this time. All right? You just don't understand her. So,
Excuse me?
He can hear you.
You heard me. Pow. If you're gonna come at me, at least buy me a drink first. What's the deal? You've got my attention. So make it count before I end up in another goddamn zombie-infested nightmare. And don't even start about Ada. She's complicated. Not a problem. There's a difference.
You want to explain it to him?
You got this.
You do it.
You're so much
You
better
do
at
it.
it. You're a pro.
Leon, I got some photos here that are they're gonna take your mind off of Ada. You'll stop being a cuck, you know. You're gonna turn from a rookie to a man and get rid of that hair from the palm of your hand when you see these photos of Julia Valentine. You know, she's the new master of unlocking.
Whoa. Whoa. Slow the fuck down. Cowboy. Julia Valentine. Is that Jill's mysterious twin sister I never knew about? Damn. If she's anything like Jill, she's probably got more guts than most of us. But listen, pal, I've survived a lot of shit. Zombies, bioweapons, Ada's endless mind games. But I'm not about to fall for some random photos. Besides, I don't have time for whatever this is. Saving the world's a full-time gig. And trust me, there's no way Jill'd approve of me checking out her family photos.
What?
And if you think I'm gonna stop thinking about Ada, well, good fucking luck with that.
Okay, grab the photo of you. check this shit out. This is Julia Valentine, not Jill Valentine, and she is playing Jill Valentine in the new hit fan film movie Case Closed. It's about you, Leon S. Kennedy, and Jill trying to pick your briefcase lock.
Well, damn. Looks like Julia Valentine knows how to rock the S-T-A-R-S uniform, just like Jill. Gotta give her credit for pulling that off without getting a single blood stain on it. Rare these days. But wait, let me get this straight. A fan film about me and Jill struggling to pick a briefcase lock? That's the plot? I fought off entire hordes of flesh-eating mutants. Saved the world more times than I can count.
Kinda right.
Now I'm fumbling with a goddamn lock? Jesus Christ. That sounds more stressful than a licker crawling on the ceiling. Who wrote this? A sadist? Still. I'd watch the hell out of that.
It's not just any lock, it's the lock to your briefcase, Leon. And guess who played you? I played you, Dead by Donovan. In case you forgot, you're on Dead by Donovan's podcast, Nothing Unusual Here. Anyway, I'm about to drop you a photo of me playing Leon S. Kennedy.
Shit. I knew this felt familiar. Dead by Donovan, pulling me into another wild conversation. Yeah. I didn't forget. I was just distracted by the lock-picking adventures you're throwing me into. So, you played me, huh? Well, you better have nailed the hair flip, the smolder, and my absolute fucking hatred for liquors. Let's see this masterpiece. If you didn't scream when one of those skinless freaks licked the walls, we're gonna have some words. Drop the photo. Let's see how much justice you did to my pretty face.
Just a heads up, Leon, to get in the part of Leon S. Kennedy, I became an extreme alcoholic.
Holy shit. Donovan! That's one hell of a method performance. I mean, I can respect the bottle in hand technique, but damn. Looks like you've been through all the Raccoon City stress and then some. I see you've got my jacket on point, though. Nice touch with the flask. Really bringing out the inner, battle-worn Leon. But if that's your take on me, looks like I'm just one more drink away from a total meltdown. Guess I can't argue too much. I've seen enough shit to make anyone hit the bottle hard. Just promise me you didn't run into a liquor while you were this deep in character. 'Cause, buddy, you wouldn't have made it out. Also, nailed the grimace.
Any comments on my physique? I think I'm rocking my bod better than yours.
Oh, is that what we're calling it now? Rocking it. All right. Big guy. I see what you're going for. Method actor becomes Leon by living off whiskey and disappointment. Bold choice. I respect it. But let's be real. I've been running from zombies and getting shot in the shoulder for years. That
For
keeps
years.
you lean. Now, you got that post-apocalyptic dad bod thing going. Like you've been taking down B. W. S, and hitting every post-rescue buffet along the way.
What?
Kudos for committing to the role. Though, just, don't challenge me to a foot race unless you're bringing that flask. I'm pretty sure I could still outrun you, especially if there's a liquor involved.
Wait, if there is a liquor or if there is liquor involved?
Shit. Good point. Guess it depends on which kind of liquor we're talking about. Huh? If it's the kind that's skinless, you better believe I'm running like hell. But if it's liquor, well, you might catch me slowing down for a drink. Gotta take the edge off after all the nightmare fuel I've been dealing with.
Dude, I didn't know ChatGPT could fat shame someone.
You forced it out of him. Neither of them
He
said.
danced around it. He was being nice.
Yeah. You're the one fat shaming. He was more liquor shaming. Both of them were more alcoholic shaming.
We got our $5 super thanks, and this is the extravaganza of $5 super thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So you can pay $5 on the previous episode podcast, and on the next month's episode, we will read it live on air, whatever you say. If you're pro-Israel, we'll read that. If you're pro-Palestine, we'll read that. You know, if you're pro-abortion, we'll read that. If you're anti-abortion, you know, just pay us $5.
We don't care. We'll We'll take your money.
With our $5 super thanks this month, I opened it up to channel members. I was kind of insulted, thanks to everyone who shouted out for free that was channel members. But K-Mess, I hit him up multiple times. I was like, hey, you want anything said on the podcast? He ignored me for a month and a half, never gave me anything. You know how much money this dude has given me? He's the #1 contributor to Dead by Donovan.
Why are we a hater if he's giving us money without
I'm
requesting
mad.
anything?
Like, why is he giving us money if he doesn't want to be part of it?
This is like, he's actually probably the best of the best.
I know for a fact he doesn't watch the podcast, so I can talk about this. He's given us like $bucks.
I know.
Yeah. And he can't even give us a
Best
shout
friend,
out
that's
for
my best
free.
friend.
Anyway, shout out to K-Mess.
Why would we give him a shout out if he can't give us one?
No, like he doesn't have to give us a shout out like thanking us. He could give a shout out because it was free.
I thought we were done with him. Like, no $5 shout out.
No.
Nothing.
Anyway, so this is, he didn't give us anything to shout out for him. And so, I don't know, just shout out to K-Mess, top contributor to the channel.
Grandfathered into these $5 shout outs. You got one consistent. Every month, same amount.
You,
since
$1?
the start. Yeah. Taken out of your rent every month.
But so this is going to be a reoccurring thing because I don't think it's fair to charge members and patrons $5 for the $5 shout outs on the show because they've already contributed so much.
That's why we have so
and
many.
This is, that's why we have so many is I opened it up for members and patrons. And if you're not a member or patron, you would have to have paid the regular $5 amount.
Okay.
Yeah. But so it might be every like 3 months or something, we can open it up to, members and patrons. They don't have to pay extra or anything.
Should be like every 5 months.
It can be whenever you feel like it. If you're a member and you're like, oh, hey, I missed last one, but I would like to get this question out there, hit me up. Hit me up, I'll allow it.
For me as a patron, if I pay $1 a month.
Oh, yeah. Do you have a shout out or
months,
anything you want to say right now?
I'm going to think about that. Is this the 5th episode?
This is the 5th episode.
Oh, it is my time.
It's been 5 months.
This is my
You get a
$5.
freebie. You're right. Every 5 months, you get $5 shout out.
If you give us money, give us a shout out. Like, you're good.
If you get us money, you get a free shout out.
Yeah,
and then you'll get a free shout out
but you
again
give us
next
a
time we do
question
it
for
again.
your shout out.
It can be anything. Like I said, you can talk shit about someone. You could wish someone a happy birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can even talk.
Propose to someone.
Yes, that's a great idea. And you can also.
Who doesn't want to be proposed to on this podcast?
You can also talk to any of the AI characters we created. And I will bring them out of the dead. Some of them have died permanently.
It's not permanent if you ask for them.
I have this graveyard of my AI characters, and it's just a notepad of their brains.
Yeah.
And I'm able to cut and paste and put their brains back. I can bring them back to life. Once we get a P.O. box going too, you'll be able to send that cash direct through the mail, $5, and a letter, and any drawings or pictures. You can throw Polaroids in there.
That sounds like the 1990s.
Yeah. We're opening it up to everyone. You know who played Resident Evil in the 1990s? The OGs. So, $5 super thanks, super shout outs. Pay your $5. We'll read anything online for you as long as it doesn't get us canceled. You can trick us into saying the N-word. That's allowed, but we won't read the whole N-word, all syllables.
We won't say it unless it's a trick.
So, to get these headphones off, we have to finish up talking to AI, and we got a super thanks, super shout out from Beige Box to AI Jill and AI Leon. Now, this question from Beige Box, and questions, they're oh so wonderful. I'm going to Kamala Harris.
But we're not being offensive. We're not saying anything unprovoked.
No, but okay. This is Beige Box question for AI Leon and AI Jill. Make your case as to why you should be the RE9 protagonist and not the other.
Protagonist?
Yes.
Oh, so now I'm pitching for a gig? Huh? All right, let's lay it out. First off, I've saved the world more times than I've had to dodge Ada's mixed signals. And trust me, that's a lot. Between Raccoon City, Spain, and whatever the hell that village was, I've earned my goddamn spot. I've been shot, blown up, and nearly had my brains licked out by those skinless freaks. You think Jill's got that same oomph? Sure, she's badass, but come on. She didn't have to fight a giant lake monster with a goddamn harpoon. And honestly,
Yeah, she did.
Resident Evil 9 needs a hero who's used to dealing with the kind of shit I've been through. Mutants. B. O. W. Is Ada walking in and out of my life. It's like a soap opera from hell, but with more guns. Plus, let's be real. Who's gonna say no to this hair? Jill's great and all, but the world needs a guy who's willing to dive head first into chaos and come out the other side with a smirk and a one-liner. That's me. Fuck! They even named a game after me.
What game did they name after you?
Resident Evil 4, baby. I'm the star of that whole nightmare. Me,
That's what I was
myself,
gonna joke.
and my never-ending list of bad luck. They sent me to rescue the president's daughter. And what do I get? A village full of psychos, a cult, and a dude with way too many tentacles. That whole gig, all me. I mean, if you think about it, it was basically Leon S. Kennedy. The game. They just slapped Resident Evil on it to sell more copies.
Okay, thanks for that, Leon. We don't need a response from you, but we're going to turn it over to Jill Valentine, and she's going to make her argument why she should be the lead protagonist in Resident Evil 9.
Oh, great. Jill's up next. Fantastic.
They don't listen.
Guess I'll just sit here with my drink and pretend
Why'd
not to
you
roll
say
my
that?
eyes while she tries to convince you she's got what it takes. Don't get me wrong.
'Cause
Jill's
I'm
a
gonna
badass.
give a counter argument.
No doubt. But
Yeah, we didn't even
remember
hear
who's
this.
been carrying most of the emotional baggage around here? Spoiler! It's me. Anyway, go ahead. Let her make her case. I'm sure it'll be real compelling. If you're into not having perfect hair,
Wow.
Okay. Yo, Jill, so you're on this podcast, nothing unusual here, remember that? Anyway, we got a shout out from Beige Box. His question to you says, make your case as to why you should be the Resident Evil 9 protagonist and not Leon S. Kennedy. Leon already made his argument for playing the part, and he said it's because you have shitty hair and he's been through so much more without the emotional baggage or something like that.
Oh, Leon's talking shit about my hair now? That's rich. Coming from a guy who spends more time maintaining his bangs than fighting bioweapons. Listen up, Beige Box, and you too. Leon, if you're listening, you want a case for me being the lead in RE9? I'll give it to you. Straight up. First off, I've been dealing with Umbrella's crap longer than Leon has even been out of diapers. You think surviving Raccoon City, taking down Nemesis, and blowing Wesker to hell wasn't enough?
Blowing
I'm
Wesker.
basically the blueprint for taking down these freaks. Meanwhile, Leon's over here, acting like rescuing the president's daughter is some grand achievement. Buddy, I've faced down monsters that make your chainsaw-wielding Ganato look like a toddler's
pretty
Halloween
grand
costume.
achievement.
And let's talk about emotional baggage. Yeah, I've got it. You know why? Because I've seen shit Leon can't even imagine. Losing comrades, getting infected, hunted, betrayed. But you know what? I'm still here, and I'm still kicking ass. That emotional baggage? It's what makes me stronger. Not some pretty boy wandering around Europe getting into knife fights with bald creeps. So, yeah, RE9 needs someone who's been through real shit. Not just someone who's good at flipping his hair and flirting with Ada. I'm your girl. Master of unlocking and master of getting shit done.
Okay. How do we wrap this up? Because, you know, they go back and forth forever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a side. Emotional baggage is a hard claim to make.
And she's trying to out emotional baggage him.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, she's a woman. She probably does have more emotional baggage.
Okay, Leon, just a heads up. Jill tried to out emotional baggage you, and she was trying to, like, poo-poo on your heroics and your accomplishments. She said, oh, that's nothing saving the president's daughter, and all Leon does is flip his bangs and drink alcohol. Anyway, she made a good case for why she... Oh, he cut me off. He's just speaking.
oh, that's how she wants to play it?
Man.
Fine. Let's get one thing straight. Flipping my bangs and drinking are just side hobbies. I've saved more lives than she's had close calls with Nemesis. All right? I didn't get through zombie-infested streets and face every freak show umbrellas thrown at me just to be reduced to a shampoo model with a drinking problem. Though, let's be honest, the hair is still flawless. And saving the president's daughter? Yeah, Jill can downplay it all she wants. But that mission wasn't just a walk in the park. I was dodging chainsaw maniacs, Plagas-infested cultists, and a dude who looked like a failed experiment between a spider and bad life choices. Meanwhile, Jill's over here trying to one-up me? Come on, tell Jill I said hi. And that if she wants to talk shit, maybe she should try doing it after fighting a giant-ass mutant fish.
Oh, speaking of fish, I forgot I have these. Anyway, you're a close contender for being the lead protagonist in RE9. All we need from you is like give us a log line for the setup of RE9, and then give us your most iconic moment, badass line that you would say in the game. You can set the scenario, you know, it hasn't been written yet and shit like that.
All right, picture this. Asterisk, asterisk, Resident Evil 9, the final reckoning. The world's on the brink of collapse again. Bioweapons are everywhere. Global panic is at an all-time high. And there's only one man stupid enough to walk right into the heart of it all. Me, Leon S. Kennedy. I'm called in to track down a rogue umbrella scientist who's gone off the grid and is cooking up something worse than anything we've ever seen. No big deal, right? Except this time, it's personal, real personal.
Why?
Because, plot twist, Ada's involved. Again, don't ask me how. She just is. Iconic moment line? Picture this. I'm in the middle of a crumbling, biohazard-infested facility, staring down a towering B. Oh, W. That's just mutated into something that looks like a cross between a goddamn tarantula and a nightmare. I'm bleeding out of ammo and backed into a corner. But do I flinch? Hell no. I smirk, wipe the blood from my lip, and say, looks like I've got this one by the balls. Too bad they're all yours. Then I pull the pin on a grenade. Boom. Fucking legendary.
Okay, we'll switch. Jill, Leon said, tell Jill I said hi, and if she wants to talk shit, try doing it after fighting a giant spider monster. Anyway, he made his argument pretty good on why he should be the main character RE9. And now, can you give us, like, your idea of what RE9 would be, and give us a log line and your badass line, iconic line you would say in the game, and we'll decide who gets the role?
Leon said, what? Oh, please. Try doing it after fighting a giant spider monster. Kid, I've fought mutant sharks, Nemesis, and Wesker, who, by the way, had a goddamn volcano as his backup. And don't get me started on giant snake bullshit. You can keep your spiders. Leon, I've handled worse with one hand on my hip. All right, here's my pitch for Resident Evil 9. We're done messing around with Europe or secret government facilities. Picture this, post-apocalyptic world, right? The BSAA's gone rogue. The world's getting flooded with bioweapons again. And people are getting desperate. And guess who's got to clean up the mess? Yours truly. They pull me back in because they know when shit gets real. There's no one better. Logline. Asterisk, the world's on the brink of collapse. Overrun by a new bioweapon that evolves with every kill. Jill Valentine, the last hope, must fight through a devastated city crawling with horrors. Uncovering a conspiracy so twisted. Even she's not ready for it. Time's running out. And if Jill can't stop this new threat, humanity will be the next species to go extinct. Iconic line? You want a badass moment? I walk through a city street, bodies everywhere, monsters closing in. And I say, you want extinction? Over my dead body. Assholes. Then I unload a grenade launcher and blow some bioweapon freak's ugly face off. That's it. Re9 needs some grit. Some real shit. And let's face it, if I'm not leading the charge, the whole thing's gonna go down like Leon's hair gel, overhyped and underwhelming.
You want extinction, assholes? Okay, who do we give it to?
I always want to root for women, but that goes to Leon so easily. Leon, you got the part. We're putting you in RE9. You got to pick your top cast, who's going to be in it with you. These are the people you want to thank. You've made it this far because of them. Please give them a moment in the game as well. Who do you want to see?
Well, shit. All right, Let's get the squad together. This isn't just another Tuesday. We're going all in for Resident Evil 9. Here's my dream team. The people who've dragged my ass through enough hell that I owe them a spot in this next shit show. **1. Claire Redfield. I mean, come on. She's family at this point. We've been through Raccoon City together. We've saved each other's lives. And she's basically the only Redfield I can stand. She's got brains, guts, and she doesn't bullshit. Plus, she needs more screen time. Let's face it.
Her ass.
**2. Jill Valentine. Look, Jill and I have had our back and forths, but she's one hell of a fighter. The kind of person you want watching your six. Plus, her lockpicking skills? Maybe she can finally help me open that goddamn briefcase. 3. Ada Wong. All right, I know what you're thinking, but hear me out. Yeah, she's probably playing her own game again, but I trust her. Mostly, and let's be real. If she's gonna show up and mess with my head, I'd rather have her close by than lurking in the shadows. Also, I might get one straight answer out of her one day. **4. Hunnigan, she's the one who's always keeping me alive from the other side of the comms. If she's not an RE9, I'll probably end up dead in the first hour. Plus, we need someone to roll their eyes at all my one-liners. 5. Luis Serrat. Yeah, I know he didn't make it out of RE4, but screw it. Let's bring him back for a cameo.
Somehow.
He's hilarious. And I need someone else around who understands how to deal with all this shit with a smile. Zombie cloning tech. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
This is my squad. We've got brains, firepower, questionable alliances, and more emotional baggage than an airport terminal. Now let's save the world. Again.
No, Chris.
Yeah, what's his deal with
It
Chris?
was interesting, yeah. He'd
And
rather bring
remember-
back Louis from the dead.
And he brought up the briefcase.
He
Okay.
loves Ada. That's like the subtext of everything he said.
Okay, so
We're done with AI.
yes, we are done with AI.
Oh. Oh my god, you look so good right now.
Do I?
Yeah. Don't touch it.
What?
You're gonna mess it up.
It's moving.
You
It's
fucking
moving
flattened it.
on my head.
Coconut
it's,
head.
It's closing on my head.
Cool. Well, you just press it down, so now you're coconut head again.
We got serving zombies in the house. What horror movie scared both of you the most? Do you have your answer? You have to think about this.
I have a couple. I've been scared by plenty of horror movies. People think I don't get scared, and that's not true. The first one that ever really scared me was The Shining. That's the first one that I thought about while falling asleep at night.
You know, I always watch that and I'm like, this is scary, but it's never scared me.
And I watched it. I used to watch horror movies exclusively with my sister and my friend who would scream and get so scared of everything. And The Shining only scared me. They weren't scared.
They were on their phones.
No,
Shining was a long ass boring movie. I don't believe they weren't they were paying
No,
attention.
we did. We all paid attention to every movie and got so into
I love The
it.
Shining. I think I watch it every 3 years.
But that's
or
what
something.
I think that's what's interesting about The Shining. It's it doesn't scare everyone, but it scares some people. And for me, it's just so unsettling. It's not like I can't sleep at night or anything. I'm not scared of him popping up in my
Do you
window.
think it's so
I
unsettling
was scared
because
of that. That's why it came to my mind.
do you think it's so unsettling for you because your subconscious mind picked up that the geography of the place can't actually
Maybe.
exist in
Yeah, something was so unsettling about it.
Because, everyone talks about that manager's office scene where Jack gets hired and there's the light coming through the back window. And then people who watched the entire movie and mapped out the entire thing, they're like, there's no daylight, no possible way daylight could come from here because of how Danny drives his tricycle through the place. There would be occupying space. And not only did I come across that in Resident Evil games more than once, in the guardhouse, there's a window that you think would look outside, but it actually looks into a hallway. But from the inside, you don't see it. Yeah. And then in Resident Evil 2, the whole water treatment plant exists within an apartment building occupying the same exact space. And this is stuff I learned from recreating the maps.
Yeah.
But, my scary movie, I don't really have one.
The question was what horror movie scared both of you?
Oh, yeah.
most? But I only said the first one I scared. I wasn't finished with my answer. And you
we
just
went
went off
into
about
that.
The Shining. My answer is The Shining was the first one that scared me. But the one that like haunts me and sticks with me and freaks me out and I don't know if I could watch again is Pet Sematary.
Oh shit! I was gonna call that before you even answered. Zelda, Esmeralda, whatever her name is, Broken Spine Lady.
It's just that sister.
I'm coming for you, Rachel.
The girl.
Yeah, so
freaks
good.
me out, and things like that freak me out. The bent neck lady and like the creepy painting of the lady in it. Like when it's an old lady with a crooked neck, I'm out.
So mine isn't really a horror movie with slashers, paranormal shit, or anything like that. Like I was telling you how the Amityville Horror Eyes creep me out. You know what was scarier about the Amityville Horror story was that whole thing was told to me before I'd seen it. So my imagination's making it scarier than when I saw it, but still as a kid it lived up to it. So you got the babysitter locked in the closet that doesn't have a lock on it, and then the mother sees Judy's eyes that like red lights outside the window, second floor. That was creepy, but that wasn't the scariest thing. To me, the scariest thing was Henry. Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Did you really kill your mama?
What?
Did you really kill your mama?
I guess I did.
And again, you find out that was all make-believe, and so that's ruined the magic for me in there, too. Henry Michael Roker, how do you say his name? The James Gunn guy?
Roker, I think.
He plays Henry Lee Lucas.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for Henry Lee Lucas claiming to have killed 300 people, we wouldn't have that fucking amazing Netflix documentary intro music that I play.
Song.
Either they found the world's worst serial killer, or it was the biggest hoax in American criminal justice history.
Oh my God, I go to bed to that. It is so good. It makes me think about the life I never had being a serial killer, you know?
Oh, really? That's
just-
what it invokes in you?
Yeah, I go through my
Every
entire-
day I listen to it with you and I didn't realize.
But Henry is so graphic. When I was a little kid, I was in 5th grade. My mom rented it. And I was like, I want to watch this. I just see Portrait of a Serial Killer. And it's just a square cover. Like, they didn't utilize, like, the image is just square, but you got a VHS cover that's rectangle. And it's just
Oh, interesting.
it's just Henry in his bathroom on the cover. I'm like, this is such a shitty cover. It says Henry, is a little square tiny image in the middle of VHS, and it was so intriguing because why would you ever do this terrible fucking cover? And then I don't know if it said based on true events, and I was like, I have to see this. My mom was like, never, you can't see this until you're an adult. So as soon as I turned an adult and could rent my own movies, I rented Henry, and I was like, this is fucking disturbing. This was like 10 years before I knew the events were all made up and not true. And so it's like, if you haven't seen Henry,
I haven't.
it's graphic. You wouldn't
I
like
know
it.
about it.
It's got essays and R's
I
and
don't like that.
like a guy breaks down on the side of the road and he's like, oh, can you help me out? And Henry rolls up with Otis, or I don't know if Otis was there, and he's like, yeah, I can help you out. Fucking kills him on the side of the road, and it's just random acts of violence like that from this guy. And I love the ending, though. I remember loving the ending. It's kind of like A Boy and His Dog, where he fights. He kind of does a heroic thing to win the girl over in the end. There's a little bit of romance, and then he immediately just chops her up and puts her in a fucking travel bag and throws her in the trunk of his car and drives off. That's the end of the movie. Spoilers. Yeah, there's one very graphic scene in that movie with him and Otis breaking into someone's house, and the look on like the son's face when he walks in the living room and sees the act that's going down. And they're filming with the retro like VHS camera was probably new at the time because the people they're killing are kind of like rich for the 80s, and the son walks in or the husband walks in or whatever. They have a moment to fight or flight, and they choose flight, and they still get caught and killed. And so it's like 3 people end up dying in this living room, and it's like, shit, that happens in real life. This is terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the scariest horror movie to me at the time. Would you consider it horror? It was in the horror section.
Sounds like it, but it also doesn't sound like you were very scared.
What?
You didn't relay any fear there.
That whole scene was so shocking.
Just scared you.
That has stuck with me forever.
It's like you just sound so happy about it.
I'm happy that the lie went on long enough to make the Netflix show that gave us that incredible theme song.
Yeah, and then he wasn't even a real killer. I actually want to watch it and figure out. Wait, he's just the confession killer.
He agreed.
That's what the Netflix show is.
He agreed to over like 300 murders just so he could get like steak and eggs in prison every day.
Yeah, so that's the Netflix show. It's called The Confession Killer, and basically he just confesses to killing.
And he was basically not a prisoner. All he did was murder 1 or 2 people in his real life, a girlfriend and her mom.
Also a killer, for sure.
Yeah, but with how crazy he is, like, what is the real story? Did they deserve it or not? No one knows for sure, right? And
I don't think that's a factor.
I don't know. Can you know all the details? You can't trust this guy.
I don't think anyone deserves to.
What if he didn't even kill those people? That's someone who's lied about killing 330 people or something. What's 2 more lies, you know?
Yeah. Did they deserve it? That's a whole, like, excuse me?
Okay, so now our next shout out for our $5 super thanks comes from Stall Hammer. This guy is top tier, our retard level. He pulled through when I needed him the most. We were rolling, like things were going so good on stream. I was out of funds. AI couldn't speak anymore. And he was just like, I got you, fam. And he dropped a fucking $100 on the stream.
Thank you so much.
Like, holy shit. But shout out to Stallhammer from Stallhammer. He says, shout out to Dawn for creating the hilarious AI Jill and Leon, my 2 favorite characters made more awesome due to you. Thanks for the laughs.
Yay.
I noticed you weren't mentioned in there at all.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to say it.
Okay, this next guy is a mouthful. He keeps commenting on...
Hoffman!
Will you play Signalis at one point? Eric Hoffman writes. And I definitely will. I'm excited. I just got bigger things to play right now, but my friend Jesse Peterson purchased it for me on PlayStation Network, and so I'm definitely going to go through it. I'll get some time. I don't know if it'll be between my Silent Hill 2 and Resident Evil Delta or whatever, between one of those streams or after that. And late November, but we'll definitely keep playing these obscure horror games. I love them. I'd love to keep checking out the smaller indie title horror games too. And then Eric Hoffman also wrote, shout out to Rose Engine for making the Rose toy.
Huh?
No, I'm kidding. Shout out to Rose Engine for making Signalis.
Okay.
And then Eric Hoffman also, I don't know if all of these were shout outs. He just kept commenting on the post about shout outs.
Okay, just let it be.
Do we have a Discord? This channel is so small.
Stop!
This channel is so small that it would be...
Okay, why would you put this in here and not just send him the Discord link?
What? I'm answering right now. This is this question. I'll answer it. Okay. This channel is so small. It would probably be great idea to have one, and we would soon have a fun playground to talk with one another about horror games, a fun little community. Yes, Eric Hoffman, you are invited to the Discord. You can go under my About page on my YouTube channel and email my deadbydonovan@hotmail.com and be like, yo, this is Eric Hoffman, or whatever your handle is. because there is no messaging system on Patreon, I can direct message and be like, yo, you're invited to the Discord.
Oh.
But on YouTube as members,
get it.
you got to email me, send me that email. I'll send you the link to the Discord. And we do have a fun little community right now, but it's kind of been fucking overrun by degenerates. And like today was nothing but like polygonal Jill pussy pics in my Discord that I had nothing to do with. So we need moderators.
Calling it out.
we need Snowy Vern to come back from Iraq and moderate my Discord again. But you're welcome to join the Discord, any channel members.
I muted it a long time ago.
And here's a long-time member, first-time shouter, Employee 13. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for streaming the horror games I love at midnight, so my insomnia feels justified. The other games too, of course. Anyway, shout out. Thank you, Employee 13.
Thanks for including me.
And then this one from Curtis Skidmore. Say Irish wristwatch 3 times fast. Go.
Irish wristwatch.
Say it faster.
Irish wristwatch.
Faster.
Irish wristwatch. Irish wristwatch.
Irish wristwatch. Irish wristwatch. Irish wristwatch. There.
Good job. You couldn't even say it once.
Irish wristwatch.
Irish wristwash.
Yeah, but you're not wishwash?
Yeah.
You're not saying it 3 times fast.
I know. I'm trying to say it one time correctly, and it's not hard. Irish wristwatch.
Is that really it? That's
Yep.
all the super thanks?
We made it. Now we gotta do our horror topics.
Yes. Okay. We got to wrap this up. It's almost your bedtime.
It's way past my bedtime.
It's almost your bedtime.
Yeah, it's some Irish wristwatch at bedtime.
Okay. So what are our horror topics? We have our top 10s.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with yours?
Yeah, so we are bringing some horror topics to the channel just to spice things up a little. It's Halloween. We wanted to highlight the fact that we know a decent amount about horror. So we each brought 10 top 10s of different topics. You want to start with mine?
Yes.
I got a first one that's...
You wrote them. I know nothing about these. I can't wait to hear them.
Well, my first one is... It's simple. It's to the point. It's exactly what you'd expect from me, but it's important to say. And that is the top 10 hottest killers.
Oh, I'll be
Yes.
the judge of that.
Yeah. And I put them in the order that I think. And I will say...
Can I guess some?
I mean, you can have some commentary.
Before you list it,
No.
give me a moment to make my picks.
Yeah, but let me do, like, from 10 down. Like,
Say what
I know
you're-
you know
say
my number
what you're
one.
about to say, and then I can make
Totally,
some picks.
totally. I will say right now, okay, I tried to base it based on only movies I've seen or I know a lot about.
Same here on mine. Like, I'm not going to pretend to really know my shit about horror movies. Like, if you want to talk to me about horror movies, I'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen that, but I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to name directors, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that is what my list's constructed of too, is just what I know most from my memory. So
Yeah.
in my list, I will definitely be leaving things out that you'd be like, no, this is a way better kill or whatever. And it's just like, oh, you might be right. I just forgot about that, or I didn't, it's not in my brain.
Yeah. And the other thing is I know that I have a bad memory of movies. And so I did try to ask for help from ChatGPT. And for the most part, it actually made things worse. No spoilers to what my list is, but ChatGPT genuinely thought that Chucky the doll should be in my top 10 hot killers. So,
The doll or Charles Lee Ray?
they said Charles Lee Ray Chucky.
Oh, okay.
And they said, he's funny, he's got the wit or whatever. And I was
In the
like,
show, he was smooth with the ladies. He's gotten that 3-way that he ended up killing with that
the thing
girl.
is, I saw that show and he's not making the top 10.
He's got those Tommy Wiseau vibes. How can you turn him down?
The other thing is I made them all male. Like when I'm searching online,
Oh.
like it's like Jennifer's body. It's like, yeah, of course Megan Fox is the hottest killer.
So you're
but
not inclusive.
I am a straight woman and I'm picking men. of age.
Well, that really narrows my list down.
I mean, honestly, yeah. When you open up to a woman, it's like, this is too difficult.
Don't tell me if I'm right. Just let me
make your
pick
guess.
some,
Make your
and
guess.
then I win money after.
Sure.
Okay, so we got Tony Todd. Don't tell me you're racist, sexist,
Make your
and
guesses,
racist.
and don't make accusations towards me. Make your guesses.
So we got Tony Todd.
I can't believe.
I don't think you'd pick Tyler Mane.
Who was that?
You didn't pick Doug Bradley. I gotta think about that. Like, who is sexy? Not the fisherman from I Know What You Did Last Summer. You're like Lana would go for that guy, but
Lana and I have a lot in common. That's actually a fact.
who am I forgetting?
Literally my top 10 list.
Huh?
Well, no spoilers, but
Okay, go.
you've maybe named one. Okay, number 10, we have Tom Cruise in Interview with a Vampire.
What? Does that even count?
Well, I would have said Brad Pitt, but he's not like the killer in that movie. So
But what about Tom Cruise in the
Tom
Mummy?
Cruise edged his way up. Is he a killer in that? No, he's a hero. This is killers only. If it's hot guys in a horror
You
movie,
want to
that's
know
a different
fun
movie.
fact about that Tom Cruise Mummy movie?
It's completely out of pocket. There's nothing to do with mummies.
That Mummy movie with Tom Cruise in that trailer, that infamous trailer that got leaked prematurely, that screaming of Tom Cruise in the plane, that was
Those
Bruce.
you.
That was Bruce Campbell's scream. Yeah. Did you know that from
Yeah,
Army of
you told me
Darkness?
that.
It was like, "Rah, rah!"
Oh, that brings me back to Universal. Mummy was the top ride of the trip
Oh,
for me.
I love that.
That was an amazing
The
ride.
first fucking time when I didn't know when to brace and like what was coming.
I didn't know anything about that ride going into
I
it.
was hating it. It was so fucking lame and dusty and
I don't want to
dusty,
spoil it for
crusty
everyone,
ass,
but
like-
I thought there were no roller coasters in the park. And then the roller coaster started. And I thought it was Indiana Jones knockoff. And then the roller coaster started. And we went backwards.
You know what my problem was with that ride? It was basically our Halloween party theme. Just fucking black, darkness, and some skeletons and ghosts.
It's really just the Indiana Jones ride in Disneyland, but then turned into a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, that was 10. 9, you haven't seen this one.
Try me.
I know you haven't. It's called Freaky, starring Vince Vaughn as a serial killer.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I watched it when I was babysitting, and I told you would love
So
it.
who was it that you doing it?
Vince Vaughn.
He's the killer?
Yeah, he's a serial killer. And I am a Vince Vaughn fan.
How many times has Vincent Vaughn been a serial killer, a killer in films? You got Clay Pigeons?
It's the rest of my list.
Is it? He was in Clay Pigeons, right? And then he did the Psycho remake, worst remake in history. If you have never seen the Psycho remake, but you love Psycho, watch the Psycho remake if you want to hate life
You
or
just
something.
like to have fun.
It's so bad.
Well, the thing is, the game is he hot, not is the movie good. Number 8, Candyman. So you called that.
Tony Todd.
Tony Todd.
But is it just Candyman, or is it like Tony Todd in Night of the Living Dead remake? Another
Is he a killer
basically shot-for-shot remake that wasn't...
in that? Is he a killer in that?
No, he's the protagonist.
This is
Oh, yeah.
10
yeah.
killers.
Yeah.
Hot killers. So, and I'm going to be honest, like, Tony Todd is top of a lot of lists when I was looking up online. He's not necessarily my type, but the way he loves that girl.
That's what I was going to say. It's the romance. It's not
it's
the
the
big
love.
black
It's
cock
the
or
love he
anything.
can show. Yeah. Yeah. And then this one's going to shock you. Number 7, Herbert West from The Reanimator.
Is he hot?
Yeah, I was looking at photos and people, when I looking up lists online, people are like, this is a,
I know.
you know,
I know some hot stuff
mixed
goes
bag.
down.
Some people, exactly. Like, there is a really ugly guy in Reanimator that does the really ugly stuff, but the scientist that starts it all is like hot nerd, and hot nerd is my type.
That movie is so batshit insane. We should throw that on
That's
at
a
the
good
party
one.
or something.
No one wants to see it. That's the problem. It gets
The fucking
it gets
severed
to that
head
point.
eating out the woman.
Exactly. It gets to that point where no one wants to see it. Okay, my number 6 is Jerry Dandridge from Fright Night, the remake, which is Colin Farrell. Yeah, he's hot. And then my number 5 is Norman Bates, played by Vince Vaughn,
Oh
like
my
I said,
God.
Like I said, I love Vince Vaughn and I like him young. And then my number 4 is Norman Bates, regular.
Anthony Perkins.
Yeah, he's cute too. He's really cute.
Okay, was he gay or did his wife die in 9/11?
Those are the 2 options.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know anything about that. That's really funny for
wait.
those to be 2 options for life.
I don't know the answer to this. Let me ask Jill.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Hey, Jill, we're talking about horror movies here, and the subject came up about Anthony Perkins from Psycho. We don't know if he was actually gay or not, or if his wife died in 9/11.
Oh, man. Anthony Perkins, Norman Bates himself. Right? Yeah. He played that creepy-ass role so well in Psycho, it's still one of the best horror performances out there. As for whether he was gay or not, yeah, Perkins was actually bisexual. He had relationships with men before he married his wife, Barry Berenson, in 1973. So,
I didn't know
he didn't exactly fit into any neat label, but he did have a wife and 2 kids. Now, the really tragic part is that Barry Berenson did die in 9/11s. She was on one of the planes that hit the Twin Towers. So it's a pretty heartbreaking end to their story. But yeah, Perkins himself passed away in 1992 from AIDS, long before all of that. So there you go. Real life horror that even outdoes the stuff we see in movies.
Damn.
So the answer is yes.
To both of them. I was
Yes,
like, one
but
of
not
these
in
is
the
a
way you
joke
think.
and one of them isn't.
So he's bisexual.
He died before
He died in
9/11.
92, far before 9/11.
He made 4 Psycho films. You didn't see the made-for-TV one?
No, I need to watch those. My number 3 might surprise you.
Can I guess it?
Yeah. No, you can't. Guess.
Stu Macher, Scooby-Doo, 13 Ghosts.
Sorry, he didn't make it.
He's not on the list at all.
I like him, but he's not top 10. Compared to these, he'd probably be
I
like
cannot
12.
believe Stu Macher's not on your list, and there isn't a moment where you're reading through the list, and I'm like, oh, is that it? And you're like, but wait, there's more! And you spit.
Yeah, that was never going to happen.
Okay, go on.
My number 3 is Jason Voorhees, specifically in, I think it's part 10. It's in that edit that you made where he moves his shoulders. The way he moves his shoulders to the beat in that one video you made.
Uber Jason, when the girl's like, you want to smoke some pot, have some premarital sex?
Yeah. That specific part has put him literally top 3 of all killers.
Extra hard, that's the line in my edit.
Beat it up, nigga, catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard.
I like him big. And my number 2, okay, it's predictable if you looked up a top 10 list. If you looked up a top 10 list, which no one else did, it's everyone's number 1, but this is my number 2.
It's everyone's number 1. Mm-hmm. Jack Nicholson, The Shining.
No, that was another one I laughed at ChatGPT for telling me. I said, excuse me? Patrick Bateman.
Oh, totally. Fucking fit.
Yeah, like
rich.
I gotta give it to him.
You picked that as number 2?
That's my number 2. I gotta give it to him. Credit where credit's due. I'd probably him even if I knew he was gonna kill me.
Oh, your mom's watching this. I already sent it to her.
Sorry. Okay, and my number 1, anyone who knows me probably knows. It's Billy.
Wait, let me guess.
Oh, I just started saying it. Okay, anyone who knows me probably knows.
What is his name? He's the killer of Scream 3. Neve Campbell's long-lost brother.
Is that, from The Office? The one that dates Pam?
No. That was Scream 2. That's Danny.
Yeah. Danny Cordray.
Oh,
Timothy
I'm surprised you
Oliphant.
didn't pick him.
I didn't even think of it.
Surprise, Sydney.
Okay, let me guess. Scream 5. The guy's son from Christmas Vacation. Randy Quaid's son. Who was in The Boys.
Dennis Quaid's son, isn't it?
Dennis Quaid's son.
Oh, he is the killer. I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler. No, I don't think he's hot.
You think?
Not top 10.
I didn't make
Not
a
hotter
top
than
10
anyone
list
here.
of hot killers, but I think that girl is the hottest Scream killer.
You think she's the hottest killer? We know.
Why?
Some
That
of us
is
knew
not
that.
my type. I do not like that kind of girl, but it's all these negatives make a right for me on that one. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't like that hair. I don't like that pasty skin. And then her crazy ass attitude. I've dealt with girls like that. But then in that movie, that combination
It's fucking
of all
Bad
of them,
Baby. It's your
Oh,
type.
it is Bad Baby.
That is your type.
That is not my type. Is she
It's
Italian?
becoming. It's your other type. You have two types.
I have two wolves inside of me.
You have two types, and neither of them is me. My number one, obvious, Billy Loomis.
Dr. Loomis's son from Halloween Resurrection.
No, from Scream.
You even know his name? Skeet?
Skeet Ulrich.
I'm so glad they brought him back for the flashbacks, the ghost
Me too.
appearances.
I was so happy to see him again. Like, okay, any horror movie I watched as a teenager, no spoilers at all. I didn't know anything about horror. So I watched Scream whole way through, no idea
Same
who the
here.
killer is. It was incredible. And for me and my sister to sit there being like, I'm starting to think he's the killer, but he's so hot. And then be like, lose your virginity to him. It doesn't matter if he's a killer. Come on, just do it. And yeah, we were like scary moving it up in there. We were like, give it to him. It does not matter.
Wow.
And yeah. And then he's covered in blood, and we're like, oh my, he looks even better.
I'm knowing he's the killer, and I'm like in 4th grade watching that movie for the first time. No internet, so I don't have spoilers either. And I'm like, fucking give it to him. Show those titties. I was so mad. There's not a single tit.
You
in the whole
wanted
film.
scary movie where it's full bush out for him.
Yeah, scary. No, I didn't like that either. I was like, what the fuck? Is that an actual thing? Like, I wasn't sure if that, when Scary Movie came out, I was still young.
It was on TV
I hadn't
Edit or
seen a
whatever.
bush in real life
Yeah, and you'd be like, maybe that happened in the movie, but I watched the TV edit. I didn't know. They make it very clearly not stew early on. Like they lead it up to be stew, and then they cut it where it's like
they
it cannot
hide
be
it all over that it
No.
is stew.
No.
I love how well thought out Scream is. It's so good.
I specifically remember as a first time viewer being like, okay, it's fucking obviously stew, and we're yelling that. But then it gets to the point where I think it's which one goes to jail? Is it Skeet that goes to jail?
Yeah.
There's something that Stu does where we're like, well, he couldn't be the killer because he's there, but we thought it was Stu, and then we think it's
because he was
Skeet.
with Casey.
Then we think it's Billy, and then we think and it keeps going back and forth.
Or not Casey.
But it keeps going back and forth where we're like, it's either Billy or Stu, but neither of them could be it. And then we're like, lose your virginity to him. It can't be him. He went to jail. It can't be him.
What was her name? Dewey's sister, Rose McGowan.
Oh,
Tatum. He was with
Tatum.
Tatum during the attack, and so Casey was Stu Macher's ex-girlfriend, and that was their first kill in the original film, and so the hints are all there pointing at Stu, and he is sitting there at the fountain wearing the same combat boot sort of thing.
I do believe we called him out at the beginning for
He's wearing the same exact shoes.
He does
as
that
the
crazy
killer.
tongue stuff.
Oh yeah.
He's always got that big ass tongue and being a weirdo. And me and my sister were like, that's a killer's tongue. Like, why is he acting like that?
It's weird to me that I always associated that movie with Columbine. I was like, is it just because the
It's crazy that it's
dual
before.
killer friendship
It's the
and
boys.
the complete different type of personalities? And so, like, I wasn't Mandela or something. I was like, I seem to recall something about Columbine and Scream. And I was like, I cannot figure it out. I cannot put my finger on it. And I looked it up recently. I was like, what did Columbine have to do with Scream? Because it was years before, but they seem so similar.
Yeah.
And turns out all the blood that is missing, gallons of blood. So you had like 60, maybe way more gallons of blood across 1 and 2 films, Scream 1 and 2, and then the Columbine shootings happen, and that blood got cut down to like 1/6 or whatever for the 3rd film. You see no blood, no spurts or anything, and Google says that was all a result. IMDb says that's all a result of the Columbine shooting.
Yeah.
And how is Columbine directed to, like, linked to stabbings? And Scream 3 only has one killer. That is the least relatable to Columbine.
It's clearly because the first one is so Columbine.
But less blood, no gun violence, and what gun violence there is in a bulletproof vest and the killer getting what he deserves.
Two boys choosing to work together.
Yeah, that's wild. Anyway, do you know what my top 10 is? If you saw it, what?
I saw.
You cheated.
I saw the outline of the episode.
You
told me your first one already. Actually, you told me both of them already.
So my top 10 is top 10 nicest Michael Myers moments in the Halloween series. Now, would you care to guess any of them?
No, I couldn't think of a single thing.
You can't think of any good thing Michael did out of 12 films, 13 films. How many are there?
13. Not off the top of my head, because I'm really bad at remembering movies.
We just watched almost all of them.
I know, but like I use ChatGPT to tell me who's hot. Like I can't remember things I care about. I mean, I think it's like kind of nice of him to like bring his sister's grave to rest in her own bed. But it wasn't even her own bed. He brought it to the neighbor's house, right?
That's because Loomis was fucking post up.
Because he was in his house.
Yeah, he couldn't bring it home.
He wanted to bring it home.
Okay. So number 10, Michael Myers saving Tommy Doyle and his friends, his new friends that he made in Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. That's the one starring Paul Rudd. If you remember, that's the one where they like gave him the Darth Vader treatment and belittled him. And it's like, oh, Darth Vader's not really this badass king shit. He's just a pawn in Palpatine's army, stuff like that. Well, this is the Thorn Cult series,
Right.
the end conclusion of that. And there is a moment where they're in that hospital and they're doing their druid ritual stuff, and they were like, we don't fucking care about Michael anymore, and Michael wasn't having any of that and turned on Dr. Wynn, who's been overseeing Michael's care and feeding him this evil satanic stuff throughout since he was 6 years old, having that babysitter like look over Michael, and Michael starts hearing the voices, and then they house him and wait till the stars align to unleash him and stuff like that. Well, Michael kills Dr. Wynn and the other operators in the hospital, which this was when Paul Rudd and that girl and her son were about to get busted. And so it's like, that is a nice thing that Michael did. Michael could have not interrupted that operation and just like weeded out and killed the intruders. But no, Michael went in the operating room and fucked shit up. It depends on which version of the film you're watching, I think. But still,
It might have been nice.
That's why that is number 10, because
it's a maybe.
Then we have number 9. You're going to love this one. You do love this one. Michael Myers kept a lonely old fisherman company for 1 whole year.
Yeah.
Yes, he lived with him in his shack down by the river in between Halloween 4 and 5. And that is the beginning, of the Thorn trilogy. Jamie Lloyd.
So thoughtful.
What went on? We need to make a Halloween
Not
fan
everyone
film.
could do it.
We need to make that fan film. 364 days with Mike. What went down there? Anyway, number 8. Michael Myers kills Tina's abusive boyfriend in Halloween 5. But not only does he kill her boyfriend, he takes her costume, wears his mask, picks her up to take her to the party, and drives her to get smokes.
I remember that.
So he picked her up at her house, drove her to the convenience store. It was a nice thing to do. He saved her gas, saved her time. Number 7. Michael Myers gives a patient, I don't think it's Smith's Grove, but the hospital he goes into in Halloween Resurrections, and he kills Jamie Lee Curtis for the first time, not her dying in the car accident. He kills Laurie Strode in the hospital in Halloween Resurrections, the one with Busta Rhymes. And as he's leaving, he goes to this John Wayne Gacy looking fuck and he sets down the knife, the bloody butcher knife that he used to kill Laurie Strode, and he sets it down next to this psychopath, and the psycho is Michael's biggest fan. He knows his entire kill count. He's enamored with him. He's like, Michael Myers escaped in 1978, killed blah, 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 blah. And Michael's just walking out and lets him have the knife. So so Michael didn't even want credit for killing his own sister.
Is that nice?
Well, he gave him a souvenir. That's what I'm saying is nice.
Okay, he pinned the murder on him.
He didn't kill the dude and gave him a knife.
He pinned the murder on that dude.
Number 6, I thought you would have gotten this one. Michael Myers obeys all traffic laws.
Okay, I was thinking.
He drives slow in all school zones. You can see him looking left and right. He stops at all intersections and railroads. We know this for a fact until later in the series he tries to run over Jamie Lloyd, but that's not on the road. That's
still to an extent. He follows traffic laws unless it matters.
Oh, number 5. This is a big one. Michael Myers freed all the patients in Smith's Grove Sanitarium on his wing. So the night he escaped, he released all the patients and led them out into the yard, and he didn't kill any of them.
Which one?
In Halloween 1.
I feel like he kind of does that in 2018.
Oh, 2018, he releases the bus. That's the same thing.
He doesn't. He only kills the driver, right?
So he's freed these mentally
every
ill
time
patients.
He doesn't care about the other people. When they're like, figure out, those people, he just lets them live.
I'm surprised this wasn't on your top 10 most fuckable killers list. Number 4, Michael Myers befriended Corey in Halloween Ends when the entire town hated this kid.
I completely forgot.
You forgot about
Corey.
Corey. Yeah, from Halloween Ends. He takes him under his wing and shows him how it's done.
He would easily bump up to
2 or 3?
No, to...
You love him.
To 8. He would... 8? Yeah. I do love him.
That's the thing with the internet. It doesn't know the relevant new stuff.
Well, and nobody likes that movie, so no one's going to talk about it. I would bump him to 8, bump Candyman up. Tom Cruise is out. Vince Vaughn's still on the list.
Tom Cruise didn't belong on
I
that.
want to... Actually, I did want to say this.
When you first started with that, I was like, oh, this list.
And I never saw that movie. I was pretending like I did. Because I wanted to put Brad Pitt, but I found out he's actually not the killer in that movie. He's like the good guy.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be a faker, so I put Tom Cruise. Anyway, I did want to say, like, I think Vince Vaughn deserves extra credit for being on my list twice.
Oh, yeah, like, that's someone you could knock out.
Like, he's low-key like the hot... No, he's not being knocked out. He's still up to 9th place now.
We gotta do this list. We gotta do this list for Christmas films, and Vince Vaughn will show up again.
Yeah, 100%. Because that's why he's hot, because of Poor Christmases.
Number 3, Michael Myers volunteered as a first responder. Remember that?
Sounds familiar. What did he do?
Halloween H2O. He switches outfits with that injured guy.
Okay, is that volunteering?
And he is on scene pretending to be a first responder.
For 1 minute?
Well, Jamie Lee Curtis fucking decapitates that poor man.
He goes over and puts his hands on someone's pulse.
Oh, this is a big one. This might be number 1 if you really think about it. This is beautiful, respectful. Okay, so number 2, Michael Myers respecting Little John and Big John's love for one another and recreating their portrait pose when he killed them. He placed them in the position of that portrait they had on their mantle of how they used to be when they were alive. And so together in death. I know
exactly what you mean.
It's the gay couple, Little John and Big John.
Yeah, I know.
They had this beautiful picture of them in a field or something, positioned, and one was laid on the other, and he set them up exactly like that.
Is that respect or is it mockery?
I think it was beautiful.
I always saw it more as mockery every time.
I thought it was beautiful. Anyway, that was a beautiful scene, and he respected them in death, and he even let them have the house, you know? He didn't kick them out. That was his house.
I'm just really curious where number 1 is, if this could be number 1, because that, to me, was always just like, wow.
This is the biggest...
He's so evil, but he's smart about it. That
this is the biggest, nicest deed he ever did.
He saw their most beautiful moment, he put their most grotesque moment to diminish it on top of it. Like, that's how I see that.
Michael Myers saved the victim in Smith's Grove Halloween remake when those 2 degenerate security guards brought that one new girl, fresh meat, into Michael's cell and started going to town on her. Michael was like, not in here, and killed both of them. And he killed the girl, but still, he saved her from that brutal act.
Okay, that's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that is number 1. That's the thing that
What do you think of that list? It's a legit list.
Yeah,
nice things
I'm impressed because you've been telling me you have that top 10 and I had no idea what was on. I couldn't picture. So I am impressed with the ingenuity there.
I think the most reaching one was nice driving.
No, that was the most we've talked about that when we watch a movie of like, why is he stopping at the stop sign?
Sorry to interrupt and distract on this topic. How do you keep fucking talking to me with a straight face?
What?
With my stupid ass hair.
No, I don't know. I was thinking about it while you're reading. I was like, you're really reading these with that hair.
You know why you thought I looked so cute in the fan film? I think I looked like that little chubby kid from It.
I could see that. Your hair is embers.
Your
I
hair
burn
is
too.
like January embers or whatever.
Yeah. What is it? I burn too? Or I...
Oh, yeah, I burn to you. Is that it?
Because she says the same thing back to him. She says.
I don't know.
Okay.
What? I had a perfect segue into my next top 10. Do you want to go into your next top 10?
Yeah,
I have know nothing about it.
Well, my next top 10 is not... It's not in order of a top 10 the way my last one was. I just wrote down my tops. So my idea was dumb ways to die or dumb deaths.
Oh, we're going into Final Destination.
I have a bad memory of movies, so I want to make sure I'm not missing obvious things. But it basically became just like dumb deaths. Deaths that are so funny. So obviously that just gets the whole Final Destination franchise. Like in Final Destination... You have to remind me which one, but at the NASCAR event.
4.
Yeah, in 4. Like, we should put that franchise on at the party. I just want to recommend that franchise to anyone who wants to have a good time. And if you are limited on time, the Watch Mojo video. It was really good. I was laughing in my office. There's the whole NASCAR deaths, but specifically when the tire flies out and knocks the girl's head off. That was my first one.
Now, did that chick just die in that premonition? She ended up living, right?
I think so, yeah. Okay, and then we have Final Destination 2. When he slips on the spaghetti.
Oh my god.
And then we have Final Destination 5 when she gets a LASIK surgery.
LASIK
Surgery? That's what I meant to say.
But that is
the LASIK surgery doesn't kill her.
Yeah, that is a fake out.
She gets shocked and she flies out the window. It's the build-up. You think it's LASIK, but then everyone comes in and she's screaming and she goes out the window. And then we also have number 5, the gymnastics uneven bar. A classic.
This list is just Final Destination?
No, I said I'm giving my Final Destinations and then my list.
Oh, okay.
So, and then we have number 3, obviously the tanning beds. The first movie has the pool drain death.
That's not the first movie.
Oh, that's what I had noted.
That's like the 4th movie, isn't it?
I would believe you, but I was just trying to take note from a video I watched.
I fucking love how ridiculous that death
is.
It's
ridiculous. And I saw a really good tweet that was like, just imagine you're like at the pool one day and...
No, I saw like a reel that was like, oh yeah, my cousin died last week. And like, it was like, oh, this squirt gun, it squirted on the control panel of the pool. But
but then that's how it killed him.
A coin fell.
Yeah, their favorite coin fell in the pool. Yeah. And then they jumped in and then happened to sit on the
It took long enough for a movie to do that. 'Cause that was like one of the earliest internet horror stories.
I feel like it was a later one, yeah.
No, remember
that's
that?
That's like an urban legend.
Yeah, there was
type
that
death.
kid that was sticking baby carrots in his butt.
Because people to this day will say, "Oh, I know someone who died from getting their guts sucked out in the pool." You literally told me that about your friend.
No, I didn't.
It's true.
You're probably thinking about a liar.
Okay, my other favorite death in Final Destination was in number 3 with the nail gun. When the girl in the warehouse, there's like all these ways to die, but then she leans back and the nail gun just goes.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, tell me you have. Are these stupid or cool ways to die? Because remember the airbag death of Final Destination 2?
Could you be a little quieter with that thing, please?
Yeah, sure. I'll just put it on quiet mode.
That would be good.
I don't know. That's what I'm like. It's not necessarily dumb ways to die, but ways that I enjoy watching people die. And my last one, okay, the last one I have on my Final Destination list. This is the top 6 of Final Destination deaths, in my opinion. The last one is from the first movie, when the shower line wraps around his neck and he can't, for some reason, put his arms down or his legs down to save him, and he gets choked out.
That was the one kill in the series where they're like, okay, we don't want death being that blatant in having a hand in killing people, because like in that it shows the water seeping back out of existence, like going back in the faucet or whatever. That's kind of unfair that they can't cheat that kind of death where death is actually going out and setting these traps for them. And
I'm sorry, death is going around his neck.
That's physics. But you can't explain drain water going back into a drain.
Okay. Like I said, okay, I came up with my list of stupid or funny deaths, and I just had to get my Final Destination deaths out there. But if you want to cut all those, that was just my top. That was just my top Final Destination deaths because.
Well, that was good because something I haven't thought of or looked into.
Okay, I'm just gonna make another segue here. So, I came up with a list of dumb deaths or funny ways to die in horror movies, but Final Destination like takes the cake on everything. They have literally like the most insane deaths. So, not counting them, here's my other list of deaths that are notable. And this is in no particular order. So, World War Z.
Oh, the scientist to save the world. This is just like Planet Terror. He fucking drops and pops his head.
Yeah, when he slips and shoots himself. Yeah. And then similar to that, actually, in Halloween Kills, when she shoots herself in the gun. Yeah. And then, okay, another movie that has way too many silly deaths, so I just picked my first.
Problem Child?
Yes. I've never seen that.
What?
Maximum Overdrive.
Oh my god. I couldn't. It's been like 6 years since we watched that.
I knew every death is really hilarious. And I watched a top 10 deaths video. And my pick is the kid getting steamrolled.
There's a kid, like actual kid.
He's young. He's like definitely high school, middle school. And the steamroller's coming at him. And he's like pretty far away.
So it's
and
awesome powers.
He's just screaming. And it's like, dude, just get out of the path. So that's my top.
I gotta watch that again.
Yeah, that's a good movie. And then another one, a classic, is in Scream.
The TV on Stu Macher, the garage door on the fat chick.
No.
Tatum
or Rose McGowan in Scream, the garage door. But she's not a fat chick. That's the problem. Like, she's skinny. And the behind the scenes shows that they had to actually tape her in because she's so skinny she could have gotten through.
Yeah,
so it's not a real death. Like, it's not a realistic death. And then I have in Jason Takes Manhattan.
Oh, no.
I'm sure there's a lot of good ones.
Don't tell me it's the boxing punching the head off on the roof.
No, that's a good one.
Fuck, What is it? What?
This one's just kind of a dumb way to die, as in like
The toxic waste
she's
barrel?
being dumb, because it's just the girl just standing on the dance floor, and he comes in from like all these
He's teleporting all over the place.
so many different angles, and she doesn't move. And like the first time in, she just stops moving. She doesn't even know he's teleporting in all these different angles, and none of it makes sense.
It's so bad. That is the worst scene of the movie because she's looking at the front door, then she looks to the left and he's there. She looks to the right, he's there.
Yeah.
She looks back, he's there. And then she turns around and he's right on her and chokes her and throws her on the floor.
But it's all spaced out enough that, like, as the viewer,
so wait, what is this list? Like, dumbest death
told you, it's
filmmaking
like-
wise or dumbest death character wise?
That's what I said. It's like
there
really,
was
it's
nothing
just-
dumb done on her part. This is a dumb movie.
It was dumb of her to run in and stop in the middle of the dance floor and look around and then just freeze. He was, if you watch that back, there's no sign that he's teleporting right away. Why did she stop and freeze and start looking around? And then, like, if he's teleporting one way, run the other way. No,
Right.
she just stays there. He comes from every direction. She doesn't run any direction. So this is my, like I said, I want it to be dumb ways to die, but it's kind of just like funny deaths to see because you're being stupid or it's stupid that happened. Okay, and then in The Puppet Master,
Oh!
when the leeches are attacking the lady, the leech girl goes over the lady and she just lays there, and it's just like fucking knock a leech off.
You're gonna
Like,
knock leech kills? Those are the best in the movie.
it's like nothing's happening. Like you can pull a leech off you. Like
It's the
they're
most
just
unsettling kill in the
that
movie.
whole movie is like these are little puppets. Like did anyone think of sucking them in the head, kicking it? Like. But yeah, that one is the most, to me, stupid. And my last, most enjoyable funny death is Children of the Corn 2.
The house falling on the...
The wheelchair lady that goes out the window.
Oh, 65.
I don't remember. I remember the house being collapsed.
No, you remember.
They like unjacked the house on the person.
No, you have to remember the wheelchair. She like we played it like 4 times last year when we watched it. I don't even remember what happens.
Oh my
or
god!
leads
I
up
wish I
to
would have
it.
remembered that because I was coming
Damn, I
up
really
with that
thought you
list
would.
of handicap, my top 10 handicap kills.
I really thought
That
you'd
would've been
remember because
perfect.
I didn't even write down the detail. I don't even remember the details. I just wrote down what the death was
Damn.
because I remember it was funny.
Okay, we got to wrap this up. Do we have room for my top 10?
Yeah, I think so. Let's do it real quick.
Okay. Top 10 child deaths in horror.
Yeah.
Can you think of any?
Does anyone want to hear that? Yeah, I know number 1.
What?
Pet Cemetery.
It's not number 1.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Johnny Depp and the Bloody Bad.
That's not really a kid. 17. I'm trying to stray away from teens.
Okay.
Talking kids here.
Yeah, I'm
So,
children.
number 10,
Georgie.
you are off. But he's on my list. Okay.
Okay.
Dawn of the Dead, the original 1978. I think his name's Peter. He shoots those 2 zombie kids. That was kind of graphic for the time, and those kids were undead, but still, those are kids being killed with a like M16. You are so drunk.
No, my hat. I just like.
You don't need your headphones on anymore.
Wait, why did I put them on? Why did I have them?
That's
on?
what I'm saying. You're so drunk. This is the longest we've ever run a podcast. You drank the most wine and whiskey. Number 9, Gage.
That sounds familiar.
Pet Cemetery Kid.
Oh yeah.
Getting hit by the semi.
9.
9.
That's my 1.
Hereditary. The ugly kid. Losing her head.
The girl.
It's another accidental death. And then we have, I love this one, Halloween Ends. It's ambiguous, but I
kid.
think by the end you understand that it was intentional, that brat.
No, I still believe it wasn't.
You think it was an accident?
Yeah. I think it put him over the edge to become a killer, but I think it was an accident.
What I'm impressed with is most recent. Dr. Sleep.
Oh.
Sleep Doctor or whatever?
Yeah, that kid.
That baseball kid abducted.
That little kid is the best
That
actor.
adrenochrome shit they do in that.
That kid, Jacob Tremblay, he's such a good actor. He's from Room also, which you never saw.
That? I saw The Room, Tommy Wiseau.
No, Room with Brie Larson.
Yeah, that might be the best acting traumatic death in long recent time, and it's a kid.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. Now, another deserved death that we all love seeing. Number 5, Bo, A Quiet Place.
Yeah, the little kid?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck that kid.
No, I don't blame him at all, but it was a good death.
And then I have 4, Georgie from the It remake, not the original.
Yeah.
We get to see, the teeth and the bite and the arm.
Classic.
And then Halloween 3, you know what I'm talking about? Season of the Witch.
With the melting on his head?
Yep. Shamrock mask, melting, turning his brain into bugs. Now, 2, you might have a problem with this one. It is the oldest in my list of kid victims, but it's also the funniest and the saddest at the same time. You have any ideas? I'm talking old. He could be 17.
Mm-mm.
Ben Tramer, Halloween 2.
Oh. Okay, that's like, he could be 18. He could be an adult. Yeah.
Okay, and then my number 1 is the best child kill death out of everything there is. It's Toxic Avenger.
Oh.
The kid getting his head squished by the Trans Am where they're playing their game. Oh, no points. It doesn't count. He's still alive. And they reverse over the kid's head and pop it. That is the most shocking graphic thing in that movie, maybe in cinema, and it sticks with you. It's the one thing, like, anytime Toxic Avenger comes up, that's what I'm always talking about, how great and hilarious that scene is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you didn't even do You're This Day in Resident Evil.
I know, we better do it real quick here.
Your battery is dying. This is the longest
Okay, here we go, guys. Important this day in Resident Evil history. This is Halloween. October 31st. Here we go.
1998. No, 1996, right?
Yeah, 1996 is the first event. Alyssa Ashcroft reports of an unidentified white male found dead in the Ames River, NW Arklay Mountains, Northwest.
Oh, man.
Why'd you write it like that?
You are so drunk.
I'm not fucking drunk to read NW as NW.
Northwest? This is your segment. I didn't write it like that.
Okay. Here we are. Halloween night, 1996. Alicia... Halloween night, October 31st, 1996.
That's Halloween.
Alyssa Ashcroft reports of an unidentified white male found dead in the Ames River in the northwest Arklay Mountains. Body contains steroids and other drugs. Police suspect foul play. The river has long been used by local pharmaceutical companies as a dumping ground. The body was dumped 6 months ago. So this is not even fucking news.
No, this is when the article came out.
Yeah.
What was this article? The Money Scoop?
The reports.
The reports?
No, the reports came out this day.
But what are the Raccoon City articles, newspapers? You got the Raccoon Times, the Money Scoop.
Right.
What else? Anyway,
yeah.
We got to wrap this up. This was a good one. This might be the longest we've ever gone, judging by Julia's tolerance. What, did you drink a whole bottle of wine? Look at how far I got.
Nothing unusual here.
Anyway, if your name is Snoop Dogg or Evan Stone, I know you live in the area and you are invited to our Halloween party. I will be hitting you up with text because I'm sure I delivered to you in the past. But anyway, also, yeah, if you are a member, an RE-tard or something, you're in the Las Vegas area, hit us up and we'll send you an invite. It'll be too late by the time you see this when this airs.
It does come out after our party.
But I'll be live streaming. Maybe I'll tell you about it on live stream. That's something else we didn't talk about. Snoop Dogg shared my video 2 days ago. Blew my mind. Got 90,000 likes and 2,000 comments and 62,000 shares on Instagram. I'm not going to tell you what video it was or share it with you because I want to leave that part of my life in the past. I'm done making those videos
Figure
for
it
my
out.
old channel. But yeah, it was wild. So Snoop Dogg and Elon Musk, up there in the Dead by Donovan Club. So, you got anything to say?
Go check out my vlog. I did post about Horror Nights, and I will be posting about our Halloween party. So follow me at NotJulia Smith.
Thank you to all the RE-tards for your questions, shout out, and support. And thank you, Snoop Dogg, for sharing my channel.
Yeah.
Is there anything we really forgot? We didn't really talk about Silent Hill 2 remake, but just check out my streams. You want my opinion on that? I'll be streaming that right after filming this. Hang tight. The Halloween breakdown RE search video will be coming out probably in the first or second week of November. And
our film.
Oh yeah, our fan film Case Closed, starring me as Leon S. Kennedy, more starring Julia as Julia Valentine. She's got the bigger parts. She's in all the scenes of the movie, and she's got the most lines.
True. Had to memorize them.
Anyway, this one was fun. I wish every month was Halloween so we could have a Halloween episode. And we'll definitely be talking about more horror movie stuff, unless, we really need some breaking RE horror, survival horror news to come out, or, we got to find something else to talk about on this show.
Yeah, I just want to put a shout out there, whatever your $5 supers want to be, I'm ready to talk about horror, so go ahead and give me a horror-related question.
Yeah, we gotta explore and branch out into new horror movies. I had that coworker tell me to watch that Shudder original Jester or whatever that we hated.
I just know, people in real life ask us all the time opinions about horror, and I want that to branch out to the internet. We don't only know about Resident Evil and video games. I personally know more about horror than I know about video games, so, we can keep this conversation going even when Halloween's over. I just want to put that out there. One. Yeah. Where'd my cup even go?
You want a shot of Jack?
No, thank you.
And that's it. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to get notified when the next video drops. Also, special thanks to all my RE-tards out there. Thank you guys for supporting this channel. If anyone else out there would like to show their support, links are in the description below. As a patron or channel member, you'll get early access to content as well as shoutouts in every video. Bye bye!